Oh, you smell that, folks? That's the sweet smell of new episodes. That's right.
Uh,
The boys. We're here. We're square, possibly circle. Definitely not a triangle, but here we are. Welcome to Whispers from the Void. I'm Evan.
and I'm Phil, the Vitesse for the Intimates. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
As always, we have quite the episode jam packed with lots of fun, controversial things that we love to talk about.
Oh,
This one is might upset you, might make you real happy. We'll find out. Phil, we have a full disclaimer.
yeah.
Give it to the
So,
peoples. Give it to the
so
peoples.
the disclaimer. Okay, just before this episode will contain some heavy opinions about some bands, but it doesn't mean that we don't listen to those bands. Like, if something triggers you, just go in the comment if you want. But like, it's our opinions after all. That's the goal of it. And also, it's not that we are saying that band is that thing that is a little bit negative. That we don't like it. So keep that in mind, folks. It's very important because something will be very a little surprising. But since the last episode we did with the aborted shock value that we did, I think we can go over that. Or can we? Can we go over that shit about aborted?
Can we? Yeah, I'm in.
I don't know.
Just so all of you know, I still haven't listened. Nothing's changed on my end. I don't know if you thought that I was gonna go home and be like, I've made such a bad mistake. Nope, nothing's changed. I still live my life accordingly. I still live it accordingly. So
But before going in that, I think we need something just to sip to have our throat like hydrated or not. Is it hydration? I'm not sure, but yeah. So you want to begin? Or I begin?
I can start. Yours is a good one.
Yeah.
So I have one today. I went out last week to Four Phantoms out in Greenfield, and I got to tell you, I'm there's some exciting stuff coming. I was able to talk to Lloyd, the owner, head brewer, and they have a lot of exciting things coming. Um, we will eventually have him on. But he's just, things are very busy right now. The Four Phantoms doesn't have a tap room at the moment, so they're in the process of getting the tap room up and running. Once that happens, it's like, he'll have a lot more free time and stuff. But you guys are really gonna like him. He's a really awesome dude. Big black metal doom guy. Awesome stuff. So anyway, I have their lager, Battle Standard, that I
Ooh.
grabbed. It was one of many. I actually grabbed a few different beers. A lot of them got sent out and are in the process of getting sent out to some other people. But Crush Like Skulls, it says on the back here. Pretty good. It's a 5.5. I've actually had this lager before. And what's really cool about it is that it has this extra little spice kick. I think that not a lot of people expect. And for sure, it's not a standard type of lager. It does kind of give you a little extra something towards the end, which is very very cool. It's why it's my one of my favorite lagers right now at the moment. It's and I like Crush Like Skulls, man. It's super crushable, nice crispy boy. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna roll with. And I mean, dude, come on, just look at that artwork, man.
Oh
It's just
shit.
it's just great artwork, dude.
Oh damn.
The shit is awesome. The artist that this one was Ellie Wood at Ellie Wood Tattoo. She is a tattoo artist. Um, I believe it's a she. But yeah, he told me about a few of the artists that they have for the cans, and we'll, eventually when we talk to them, we'll get them all out there and stuff like that. But they're all local people, and they do 5% profits back to the artist. And dude, for that kind of work, I would too. It's freaking sweet. So, cheers.
Damn. So mine is pretty special to me, to everyone in our entourage and around us and all. This week, it's something very special because it's Voxen Ups Brewtal North America. So it's 22 breweries in Canada and United States with 22 bands. And they are collabing to make some beer. They're doing some collabs. And 6 of them are in Quebec, in the province of Quebec. So I got one. Well, I got 2, but now I got one. And funny enough, this one, I participated on it because I made a part of the label. So this one, it's the Vox&Hops Brewtal North America, La Mutante, which means mutant. It's with the guys from Necrotic Mutation, with the brewery called Le Presbytère. And I've been there today. I met Francis, which is the head brewer. I ate. I took some drink, I took some beers, and I bought some beers like for $80 of beers. So yeah, I got a shit ton of them. And yeah, so I talked to him, and I said I was the one making that label, a part of the label. So he was excited to meet me, and all. It was so fun. It was so cool and chill. So I was excited, and I'm excited to try that beer. It's an hybrid stout double IPA. So let's cheer that. Ooh, love the color of the foam. It's like a stout, but shit. I'm just dripping everywhere.
Drip.
I will have to change my keyboard if that continues like that.
Dude, I gotta fucking clean out mine. I can already see that through the lights. There's just shit all in there, dude.
Damn, I love the color, dude.
I mean, yeah,
it's a stout.
Black.
It's a stout.
Black. It's black.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's another game. Oh my god. I'm just shitting in my pants right now. It's another game, dude.
For those that just missed it, Phil just shit himself.
Yeah, I shit myself. You want to see?
Watch as we change his diaper.
We got some technical difficulties. No, but yeah, to be honest, to be very serious, this one, it's lit. It's brutal. It's very brutal, to be honest. Damn. Oh, fuck. I love it.
That's sick.
So cheers, everyone. Oh, and also, I got 4 of them, plus one that was gave by the brewer himself. So, yeah.
Yeah, when Phil designs stuff, he gets stuff for free.
Yeah. This one is very good. Like, it's stout. You have the double IPA that is showing a little bit, but it's very tasty, to be honest. Very good beer. Cheers, the Presbytère. Cheers, Evan. Cheers, everyone. Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Epic. That's epic. So.
All right. Let's dive on in. I completed my list, by the way. I actually made some changes real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, but a lot of you are going to hate me, so.
That's okay.
We'll just stack on top of it. It'll be great. We're going to start with underrated. So we went with 2 underrated bands each. Bands that we felt that really just don't get their just due. Or more or less just need more. They just need more love,
Or for us that just need more love, even though they have love from their fans, but I think they need more love in general. Can be something like that.
So My first one for sure, I ended up going with Clutch. And the reason I went with Clutch is because they are for sure. I'm a huge Clutch fan, but they definitely have just like a cult following. Like they're still holding on to that underground where they came up in Virginia, and it's definitely just people like you either don't like it or you like really fucking love it, and that's like you could say that about a lot of things, but I think it really shows with Clutch for sure. They're just their style and the way that they do their songs and the sounds and what they go with for themes, like things have changed so dramatically, just from when they started in like 1995 1990 to just fucking like now in 20 or like 2019 2020, when Bad Decisions came out. Like as you look at their discography, it's like absolutely nuts, dude, where they came from and where they ended up. So I can understand why people are very much like, oh, what the fuck's going on. And I believe that in 2013, 2014, when the Earth Rocker came out, was when they first got like their big like, oh, you know this band, like they first got like a mainstream look. um was really that record, which is very surprising because if you think about it, by the time Earth Rocker came out, they already had like four or five. They just pump them out, dude. And for sure Clutch is just one of those bands. Now they have the festival, they have the Earth Rocker festival, so they're just one of those bands that they just do everything well. They've the same lineup through and through. It's been the same guys. They just Nile is a great front man. They just kill it all the way around, and they're definitely like a great live show. And I think that that's kind of something that's very underrated about them, is that you go to their live shows and they're just very entertaining, very captivating. And they're just always very engaging, and you feel very much a part of the show when they're performing. Again, Neil being just a great front man all around. It's awesome. So, that's who I went with first. Um, and yeah, like I said, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful sometimes with these cult following bands. These bands that kind of came up from nowhere and suddenly just became huge, because a lot of the time, it's just it seems like it's just such a specific thing that they did. And when you talk about a song like Space Grass, they had regular Blast Tyrant. When that came out, it was definitely just stoner rock on steroids, and so that's what people really gravitated towards, and that's what they hold on to. But they still keep that stoner rock vibe, even though now it's not really stoner rock. It's more of a like a harder rock blues, bluegrass kind of sound. But man, they're just killing it. So Clutch.
Hmm. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. I like
I got my
Clutch.
Clutch tattoo. Where's yours?
Hey yo, we should do a tattoo together. You remember the beard tattoo?
I have fucking I'm gonna be getting a Vox&Hops tattoo for sure.
Oh, I think I would get one day, like the skull tattoo.
The
I think it could be cool. It could be cool.
the,
So let's
yeah,
go
the
with
logo.
my underrated, and maybe it will be a surprise for some. Maybe it will be like, oh, okay, that's weird. Why? It's Obscura. And it's personal for me because like Obscura, I love them. Like when I heard like the album Acroasis, it was like a revelation to me. And then I heard Cosmos Genesis, not Omnivium, yeah, it's Omnivium, Diluvium, and the new album Valediction that will come out like I think in November or September, I'm not sure, but yeah, it will come out this year, and I'm just so stoked. I'm saying Obscura because that's one thing that I remarked when I saw the show in 2018. of Obscura. The lineup was the next. It was Obscura as the headliner. It was Beyond Creation, Archfire, Inferi, and Exist. Okay, so Exist is a little band. Like, I was caring not a lot, to be honest, but they are a good musician. Inferi, first show of them I saw, it was amazing. Archfire, most of them were there. Most of the people that were here at the show were here for Archfire. And I can understand. I love Archfire. But then, Beyond, and after that, some people quit. Like, I talked to some people and they were like, oh, yeah, Obscura, it's not that good. Well, why you came? Oh, I came for Archfire because it's better. It's better in what sense? Like, you don't understand. Like,
the vocals get me jazzy.
Obscura is fucking technical, but it's not like, it's not a technical like Archfire, you know? It's not a type of technical death metal, and I honestly love it, and I think they are underrated for that. Very underrated. Because some people are like, oh, but it resembles to Beyond Creation.
Could you
what the fuck?
Could you see people being turned off by them? I find this sometimes, like Rings of Saturn. Like, can you see them being turned off by the what's his name in Obscura?
Stefan Kummerer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some people. I saw that, and in a way I can understand, but in another way,
he's no Lucas. Like, don't get, like, I'm not comparing him to that.
He's not Lucas at all.
He's not a fucking straight up lunatic like that guy.
But some people think like, oh, he's the new Chuck Schuldiner. But in a way, he's not, because Chuck changed his lineup like every fucking album, and it didn't like go back to another one guy from his old lineup. No, he did every time he changed, or most of the time he changed the lineup. Like, he changed the bassist, he changed the drummer, everyone. It's not the same thing with Kummerer. Kummerer changed the lineup, yeah. Like Cosmogenesis, you had Alice Grossman, Jaron Paul Tesling, Christian Winsner, Acroasis. After that, Diluvium, it wasn't the same lineup. But for the next album of this year, it's the old lineup with a twist, with a change of drummer. So it's Jaron Paul Tesling, Christian Winsner, which they were here in Cosmogenesis and Omnivium. And then you have David DePaul, which is a fucking great drummer. Go listen to him. Fucking great. So yeah, I don't understand why they're not like, they don't have this credit. I don't understand. Like, they got fucking great album, and I'm like, why? Why? Like, it's a fucking great band. Like, I love Beyond, I love Archfire, but come on, Obscura. Like, why?
Yeah, yeah, it's hard. I mean, think of that. You know, think of those bands they're stacking up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beyond Creation, dude, and fucking Archfire. Like, there's something about the deathcore scene that I just hate. And it's like the idea of like, for some reason, there can only be 3 bands that are like hot, and that's it. And at any given time, you know what I mean? I'll explain more because my next one is kind of rolls into my point for that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I love Archfire, I love Beyond, I love Inferi, but I think that night Obscura should have get more credit. And it's their headline show. It was their Diluvium show, and some people were not here for that. Like, I wasn't pissed because, like, fuck, it was a great show, but damn, I'm like, peeps, go listen to Obscura. Like, they're so amazing. They're so amazing. Like, I don't understand. But yeah, I would just drink a beer before, like, going in cries and tears.
You already shit yourself once.
I don't want to shit myself twice.
You can't be doing that twice. You're going to run out of underwear. It's going to be bad. So yeah, I'll just go. I'll steep right in that point. So yeah, part of the reason that I like Deathcore. Um, Whitechapel, Suicide Silence, All Shall Perish. Fucking. Oh God, I'm already blanking. The one with the kids that were the Halo singers there. Fucking piss.
Mm.
That's gonna bother me. I actually now have to look it up because it's gonna bother me so bad. They the fuckers that just did Melancholy in like 2019.
Melancholy.
Melancholy.
Melancholy. Shadow of Intent.
Yes, that one. All right, give me 1 second. Yeah, Shadow of Intent. Um, let's see, Carnifex, fucking Lorona Shore. It goes on and on. And there can only be like a few top. Like there can only be three good ones. You know what I mean? And it kind of goes and flows. And so in the beginning, you had Whitechapel, you had Suicide Silence, you had like Job for a Cowboy, and it was like those were the only bands that anyone ever gave like credence to. And then it like changes, you know, as the genre changed and shit like that. So it's like Suicide lost Mitch, All Shall Perish fucking disappeared. And then suddenly it was like Whitechapel wasn't cool because they got away from doing a lot of the heavier stuff. So then they're like, oh, Carnifex is fucking sick, which by the way, they're fucking not. Um, and then it just it kind of just goes from there. Like, Lorona Shore, Signs of the Swarm, I feel like are pretty much like the new kind of like Walking. But there's one band that I think that literally is just like critically underrated, and that's the Acacia Strain.
Mm.
And I'm going with the Acacia Strain uh, basically because for they did what a lot of other bands wouldn't do, and that's they got creative with it, but they committed to the creativity. And I feel that a lot of times, and I'll go over it when we do Overrated, but there are bands that either are afraid to change and not to their own fault, and then there are bands that change because they for some reason felt like they need to change or something. I don't know. And then they don't commit to it and they just bomb. But the Acacia Strain, when they came out with It Comes in Waves in 2019, they dropped it. They didn't even like, there really wasn't anything about it. It just suddenly popped out of nowhere. I felt that that fucking record just, for the fact, if they had put a little more into it, maybe it was the fact that, it came out in 2019, 2020 ended up being a shitstorm. Ended up being a shitstorm. We were screwed from the get go. Um, and they also dropped Slow Decay for 2020. Which, by the way they released the album was excellent. I was very impressed. Um, and it did definitely was a cool way to do it, releasing only two songs at a time and watching how the whole album cover became alive with the whole release and everything like that. It was really cool. It was really well done. They committed to it, and I feel like they just don't get the same recognition as like now everybody looks at Whitechapel and they're like, oh my god, they did cleans and shit, and now the Valley, it's great. The Valley was a good album, but you know what? It Comes in Waves was literally it, the way that they had that album basically set up like a Doom record, was just so methodical and just so pieced together organically that it really is still to this day, in my opinion, something like I want to see them do that live. Like it is just it's just critically underrated. Slow Decay, I feel like doesn't get the proper recognition that it deserves because of the fact that of the way they released it. So you know what? I'm not gonna bastardize them, and I'm not gonna say that they're not good or whatever because of the way they did it, because that's how people think. They're like, oh, well, they didn't do it in a typical way. So, or like people were like, oh, I already heard all these songs. What kind of a release is this?
Hmm.
With Slow Decay. And it's like they're good songs, dude. They stand up, dude. Like, if you have to like look at the whole project, look at the project as a whole. It's like people don't like it comes in waves, because you have to listen to the album from top to bottom to actually make the songs make sense.
Hmm.
You know our only sin was giving them names. People, if you chop it up and you shuffle it like a lot of people like to fucking do, or put it on a playlist, it's gonna sound like
Weird.
ridiculous. It
Yeah.
doesn't come together. And so that's why I put them as underrated, because I think that in a world where so many bands either one don't commit to change, or two try to change but just do it half-heartedly to appease, and then you finally get bands that don't fully, kind of do things a little differently, they and just don't get the proper recognition for as well as they did it. Like, we're probably going to look back at those two records and think, those are probably some of the best two records of deathcore that came out, for sure, during
Hmm.
this time, because they were just like, Brand of Sacrifice was good, you know, but it's like the creativity is what the genres need. People
Yeah.
are clamoring for creativity. They're clamoring for, it's one of the knocks on Brutal Death. It's one of the knocks on, I love Brutal Death. And it's like, I'll tell you right now, it's bland. For the most part, it's pretty much go in there, talk about gore, rape, and destruction, and that's pretty much it. Deathcore is the same way. It's like, you have the crazy album covers, and then you just kind of go off and whatever. And nobody gives credence to like genres like doom metal, or
Hmm.
even even some of the heavier black metals and stuff. They just, they totally wipe them off. And that's how I look at what happened with the Acacia Strain and these two records. Deathcore, for some reason, is just like, oh, this is nuts. Like, Lorna Shore came out with they're coming out with their new record, and that new singer, very cool, has like the very distinctive like monster fucking goblin growls and shit that you would hear from like an Infinite Annihilator song with Dickie on vocals, like the craziness. And it's awesome. It's a great breakdown, and I'm very excited to listen to the album. But you can't tell me that that's not really like, that's just sticking to the genre for the most part. And I guess, really, in a long-winded way, what I'm saying is that don't act like you want change when you don't accept it.
Hmm.
Like, don't act like you want something different and then be like, oh, well, that was terrible, and like, don't even give it the second it's not something that's in the norm, people just brush it off. So just be a little more open-minded, especially with something like that where the music did stay the same. They just kind of made the albums organic, and they made them their own thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like that went way over people's heads.
Hmm. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I would go in mine. I hesitated, like last minute hesitation, because like you talked about Clutch, and now I had another band in mind, and I'm like, oh, do I do it? Do I don't do it? But no, I will stick with what I wrote. It's Sons of Apollo. It's more on the prog side. Not a lot of people know them, but Sons of Apollo, it's a super group. It's a super group of fucking talented people. Like, if you know Dream Theater, you know the ex drummer of Dream Theater is in that.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Portnoy, the mighty God, Mike Portnoy. Fuck, that dude is amazing. You have the singer, I don't know his name completely. I will put it in front of you. I don't know where. Oh, wait a minute. If it's in audio too, I will just find it. Jeff Scott Soto. That's the name of the singer. I don't know who he is really, like what he did, but find it out on your computer and cell phone. You have Ron Bumblefoot Hall. This guy just play with a double neck guitar and just do some crazy shit with wire fretless and all. Just crazy dude. I just love that guy. Billy Sheehan. That dude is just fucking amazing. Like, he's the one that doesn't play a 5-string bass. No, he play a double neck bass, one standard, one with the big fat chord like you have on a 5-string. He doesn't care. He's like, no, I want to do a double neck bass. I don't care. But fucking amazing. And yeah, and Derek Sherinian, one of the best synth ever. The best sound of synth I ever heard. Love it. But to come with Sons of Apollo, it's a super group. And the thing with that, some people just gave up because like my partner quit. He quit Dream Theater because he did Avenged Sevenfold album Nightmare. And I don't know why Dream Theater I don't know what happened really, if he was fired or he quit from his own. But he quit or fired, I don't know. But yeah, he did that album, and after that, he just did project after project after project after project. Like he did Winery Dogs, he did Adrenaline Mob, he did he's doing the Neil Morse band, he's doing a shit ton of band, and weirdly, not a lot of people just were pleased with that. Not a lot of people were like, oh, it's good. Not a lot of people were like that. It's weird. And with Sons of Apollo, it's one of those men. One of those men of my partner that they were like, yeah, it's cool, but it's not Dream Theater. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. Fuck, that band is so good. God damn it. Dude. I can do it because I'm alone in my house, so I can scream. I don't care.
Especially because Dream Theater isn't even that good.
Dream Theater, like I could put it in overrated, but I didn't. And you will see why. But if I had to put in a third band in the overrated section, it would be Dream Theater for a shit ton of reasons. I love Dream Theater. There's some good song, but fuck, it's overrated. Holy fuck, it's overrated in the prog music. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I would have put Ghost as my third if I had a third.
Yeah, Ghost could be. But I think that's another story. But anyway, Sons of Apollo.
Yeah.
Go listen to it. Just like the virtuosity of those dudes. The virtuosity. I'm like, why are you doing this? You're so good. Fuck. Like, it's so good. The songs are catchy, even though some songs are like 10 minutes, but I'm like, I don't care. It's so good. I love the synth. I love the bass. I love the guitar. I love the drum. Fucking drum of my partner. God damn it. It's so good. Like, I just came in my pants another time.
Dude, you're gonna run out of fucking pants, underwear, the whole nine. Are you even gonna survive this episode?
I think I will survive. So. I will. All right. I got superpower.
yeah, superpowers. You're super something. Super.
I shit myself, but it's cleaning up itself.
You like that? You like that fucking South Park episode where like, Mom, dude fucking comes in with a big pan, dude. That's it.
Mom.
Yeah, Mom, like a fucking intercom.
I have to shit. But yeah, so go listen to that, folks. Sons of Apollo, seriously good band, and fuck, the first album so good. The second album, 2020, holy shit, so intense.
Yep.
But yeah, let's go in the part that we all love, the part where some tomatoes will be thrown, some bricks will be thrown, because it's the overrated parts. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait for this one. My first one, I'll get the big one. I'll get the big fish out of the way. I went with the Black Dahlia Murder.
What?
And another band I have a tattoo of. I love the Black Dahlia Murder. I think they're awesome. I think it's fucking sweet. But you know what? You know what is something that nobody ever fucking talks about is it's like, I think that Trevor has become such an entity all his own that they definitely are a band that like, there's something about there's something about people just being like, oh, perfection, 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 and I think there's nothing's perfect, and definitely, at least the last two records, they're Black Dahlia records, and that's like all I really can say about them. They're just consistent, even with some guitar changes and things like that. They're just consistent in their stuff. They brought in Brendan Ellis, and I mean, he rips. It's just, I don't know. I'm just kind of stale to it now. I don't think a lot of people talk about, how the same thing over and over again. I mean, if that's what you're into, good for you, dude. And like, I'm definitely like, I'm not gonna knock them. You know what? Because like, they're making the music they want to make, and it works. Obviously, they freaking kill it all the time. I'm gonna go see them, actually, in October. When they come around. But is it really me going to see them? Like, nah, I want to see Undeath, and I want to see Rivers of Nile, who are also in that lineup. And then I'll probably leave when Carnifex comes out, and then I'll probably go back and watch Black Dahlia again. But it's just that thing. They're a band that has, in my opinion, so much talent and so much untapped like little like potential. I don't mean like they could, go ahead and make a fucking black metal record or whatever. Like, don't go fucking crazy with it. But like, there is definitely some things, and there have been some things they did. They let Ellis kind of do his thing. He's a shredder. So they were like, go for it. You know what? Fucking certain songs, you know what? Let him have the moment and just kill it, because he does. I just wish that, what, we could get just a little more something. Like, what I always think about is, I always think about the Inferi album, Revenant, and how um Trevor has a part in the Bearer of Light, where he is Satan talking to the warrior. And I always thought that like that was like a really fucking cool way. He just has such a voice for it. It's just such a really cool idea that they did with with the back and forth between Ian and him, and I just really love it. Um, and it makes me think of like, what could Black Dahlia Records be if they had just a little more of a kick concept to them. Like, if they just had just a little bit more of we'll say like a rounded edge, just something to give it a little something extra. And that, I mean, that's just what I think. That's what I personally believe, because I think that they totally could do that, and still continue to, dominate every time they put out a new record. But yeah, for sure, it's not something that I'm super strong about. Not like my second one, but I definitely believe that they are a band that didn't get lazy, but definitely is just like is successful with what they're doing, and just won't, doesn't want to really stray away from that. So
Good. So we'll go with a band. Some people will maybe agree, some people will not, and I hope not in a way, because like I don't care what people think. It's my opinion and I don't care. It's Nile.
What?
I will go with Nile on that one. And what?
ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
You like Nile? You like Nile? You know
I was
what
hoping-
I feel.
I was hoping you were gonna say Origin.
You know how it feels now? Do you know it?
Nah,
you know how it feels when someone just say, "Oh, I don't listen to them."
Nile, like, I'm not super into Nile, but Nile's cool. Like, it was one of those first beginning bands. Like, when I was listening to Death and I was listening to Obituary, like, Nile was just right there.
I've listened to one song of them, which was brutal, but there's one problem with them. They are saying they are technical deaf, and they are really pushing on it. They're really like, "Oh, we are technical deaf." Dude, this guitarist doesn't know how to do fucking solos. He doesn't know it. Like, he's doing. It's not technical. It's mishmash of fucking fucktards. That's what it is. I'm just tired of that band. That band is like,
that's a little harsh.
yeah,
I
I'm
don't
harsh,
think
but
I don't think he's a fucktard.
no, but that, like, you're just doing like some fucking jerking of fucktard shit. Like, it's technical death. This shit, it's technical death.
Dude, you'd be surprised what passes as tech death these days for sure.
Yeah, no, but I know I love tech death, and some tech death are just shit. But this one, I'm like,
well,
why?
Isn't it kind of like that same deal where it's like people think that beginning Cryptopsy record wasn't tech death? Wasn't like the beginning of, you know what I mean?
Honestly, with Cryptopsy, it's another story, and I haven't like just go deeper in that. But with Nile, I'm just surprised how the people just can like be, oh, it's technical death. Oh, it's a good guitar player. Fuck, like he's doing tutorials like a fucking shit. Like, oh, how do I do solos? Oh, I do this. Okay, you don't even know how to play your solos. That's good. You can do a great tutorial. Fuck. I'm like, okay, like, and I heard some things about that guy, Carl Sanders. I heard that he was like a big shit with some people. Like, he doesn't care about anyone. It's just like, oh, I am in the biggest death metal band ever, like one of the biggest, and that's it. Like,
Nile's like top 10. They're not like top 5.
He's a top 10, but for me, he's a top. I don't fucking care. Like, I just don't fucking care about them. Like, the only thing I care about that band, it's George Scolius. Because that guy, I can't help it. He's a fucking great drummer. He's a fucking great drummer. And yeah, dude. Like, but it's not that George Scolius is in the band, that the band is better. The band can still be shit even if one of the best drummer is in that band. It can be. Like, in my opinion, it can be. That band is just like, it just give me headaches. Mm-hmm. Just give me headaches. I'm like, you're technical death, like, there's so much better technical death. Take Dying Fetus, for example. You take Your Treachery Will Die With You. There's a part that is technical death as fuck. But no, they're considered like brutal death, which I understand because, yeah, they are brutal, and some technical parts, it's not like the sound of dying. It's just some songs that are technical death. I can understand, but for fuck's sake, Nile, technical death? God damn it! I need beer. I need a beer.
All right. We'll get into my last one. And my last one is Gojira. What? How do I say this?
I can understand why.
How can you go from an album? I mean, dude. Gojira had 2 fucking killer records, right? They had From Mars to Sirius. And let me see. I can't fucking remember. Phil. I mean, did you like L'Enfant
Sauvage?
Yeah, did you like it?
It was the first album that I heard of Gojira, and I think it was the best of what I heard. Like, I heard From Mars to Sirius, and it was a solid album. Like, the songs, memorable, great album. The album after, I don't remember the name.
The Way of All Flesh.
The Way of All Flesh. Great album too. I heard it many times. Great album, but the album that will sticks with me, and like, it just, I just can't change it. It's L'Enfant Sauvage, because it's the album that just sticks with me. It's the album that is just fucking intense. But after that, you got fucking Magma. And Magma, I'll be honest, it was like L'Enfant Sauvage for me was here, and you have Magma, which is You don't see it.
Here's what happens with me. I listened to From Mars to Sirius. That record I considered is like one of the best ever. It's up there. It's fucking really well done. The heaviest matter in the universe, Where Dragons Dwell. Like that is a fucking those are killer riffs. Those are killer songs. The whole concept of the album is fucking sweet. And then they brought in, and then they changed it up a little bit, and then they did The Way of All Flesh, and then they got, they were prog, but they got faster, they got a little more technical, they did things a little crazier, and they added a lot of like what I would say like elemental things to that album. They got really creative with it. Put Randy Bly in one of the songs. Ouroboros is fucking sweet. And they just got really, really cool with it. And then Lafont just kind of, I was just gonna say the front, but anyway,
White Child, if you prefer.
That album to me felt that it was just safe.
Okay.
I feel like there was just something along the lines of like they had, I'm looking at the discography right now, but Terra Incognita, I like it. I really like that record. The Link is okay, but then it's like, yeah, from Mars to Sirius, Way of All Flesh, they just kicked it up a notch, and they got crazy with it, and they did like some awesome shit, memorable stuff, and then the font just felt so safe to me, and I understand why it resonates with you, because it's still like it resonates with me even though it shouldn't. It's just because everything was just so safe. It was just a well done, solid produced with sounds that you remember, everything. And then Magma. And then now Fortitude. And I'm so disappointed. I was disappointed with Magma. I enjoyed it in the beginning, and then I was kind of like, basically because I was like, at that point they hadn't come out with a record for fucking 4 years, so I was like, oh my god, Gojira's coming out with another record, and then Magma, and I was like, ooh, I don't know. It sounds like they tried to take Lafont and Way of All Flesh and like do some things, and it just didn't. I don't know what happened. It just didn't work out. And then Fortitude. And then that kind of really confirmed to me that they just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they just kind of lost, like they got so enamored with the idea of concepts that they kind of like got way too involved in the music. Like it affected the music with like how they were trying to like do stuff, and like, all I can keep hearing about is how they're like, oh yeah, there's a nod to Sepultura in the album, and it's like, have you not heard like all their other shit up to this point? It's just Sepultura fucking ideals like all the way through. Like it's pretty much the same shit. And I don't know. I really can't put it. I don't want to say it was just like, oh yeah, we just threw, they just kind of like did some shit, threw it out there. But it's kind of what it feels like. It kind of just what it feels like. It feels like it's lacking that bite. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what happened. But they did. These guys just like lost their bite. They lost the thing that like the anger, like they just got so happy all of a sudden. They were like, oh yeah, it's great. Like, Korn, Brian over there that fucking was just, became reborn from Jesus and some shit. And then suddenly he like wasn't angry anymore. And so like, that's kind of how I feel like these guys are. It's just, they're just no longer angry, like they're still activists, but they're just like,
they're not angry.
there's like no real emotion in it anymore, and that just sucks, man. Because those two records are just they're. I mean, dude, can you talk about fucking prog sometimes without talking about them? Like they're just so well done and so well. They're just in some ways they're iconic. In some ways they're like, oh my God, that was the height of Gojira when they were coming out and stuff. And then it was like, you had, I don't know, man. It's just so disappointing to me that a band like that could just kind of just throw it out there, man, and just go for it.
I would say it. For me, L'Enfant Sauvage is like one of the best. I love The Way of All Fish. I love for most serious L'Enfant Sauvage for me. It was one of the albums that just like experimented with the structures, did something new, did something that I never heard before, and that's why I love it. Magma was the safe album for me. It was the safe album. For one reason, it was too soft. The songs were too soft. It was like, it's too safe. So safe and soft. It was like, you listen to Stranded, it's like verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. It's the same thing over and over, and I'm tired of it. I'm like, oh, why? There's some songs that are good, but I was like, oh, it wasn't that good. And Fortitude was better, but not that better. 5 songs on the 10 for 11 on that album are good. Only 5.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's all I can say about Gojira, because yeah. It's hurtful for me because I love Gojira, but those 2 albums, they were not as good as I thought. But yeah, sometimes it happens. But let's go with that band. Some people will slam on me. They want to go to my home and just slam me on the face, just slap me. It's Arch Enemy. What? You thought I was going to say Archspire, do you? You thought it. I was thought it. No, I didn't. It's not Archspire because I love Archspire, but it's Arch Enemy. And some people will understand, some people don't understand, and I understand that some people don't understand. That band, it's the band that just make female vocalists like, oh, female can sing in metal. Like some people think, oh, female can sing. Of course they can sing. God damn it, you're dumb. They can sing, they can scream, they can do whatever they want because Jesus, they are humans. For fuck's sake. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Careful, you're gonna shit your pants again.
Yeah. I don't know why that episode is just like so.
For this episode, you better have like a shit your pants meter, and it better just be fluctuating.
But yeah, no, but Arch Enemy for me, the problem is not the singers. Okay, except Alyssa White Goose because she's from Montreal, and I heard some weird shit about her, about her whole band, The Agonist. And yeah, I don't want to go a lot on that path, but it's not really important on my statement. The important, it's Michael Hammett. And I'll explain why. Michael Hammett is a great guitarist. We can't deny it. He's a great dude, great guitarist. But one problem with him, he got the problem of, I got a cassette and I repeat it over and over each fucking album. He repeats itself. It's like, it repeats. It's the same thing over and over. It's the same harmonics. It's the same structure. It's the same song. It's like, why? You have fucking, I don't know, 10, 15 album, and you're just repeating yourself. Like, it just like, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot because that band could be better. That band could have been better. Even with Alyssa, even with her, even if I don't like her, even with her, it could be better. But it's not because the songs are just boring. It's shit. It's boring. It's just like, I don't understand. Like, I listen to it and I'm like, I just want to sleep on those songs. It's just so boring. I just like, I don't feel fun. I don't feel anything. And you know what bothers me even more with that band, they got my guitarist. I talk about it like maybe on one episode, I'm not sure, but my favorite guitarist, Jeff Loomis, for fuck's sake. Why? You got Jeff Loomis, one of the best guitarists, and you're like, oh, you will only do like fucking solos, and that's all I need you to. Like, no! Just let him write some songs, god damn it! Just stop writing songs, you're shit! You're shit, you're boring! Well, that episode was very stressful for me.
Yeah,
I'm angry.
Phil had a great beer, and he shit his pants all throughout.
And I'm angry because those bands.
It's okay. We all get a little. We all get a little angry sometimes.
Yeah.
We get more angry than most people.
Let's do shout out so we can feel better.
Yeah, I'm in. What do you got?
I got Necrotic Mutation, which is the band on that fucking can. Can we see it? Can you see it? We don't see it, but go check it out. It's a band from Rimouski, from the province of Quebec. It's a band that were active in the late 80s. Like since 91, they were active until 2000. After that, they came back in 2007. They did 1 year only. And after that, they came back another time in 2018 until now. So they have like, you know what is fun? What is funny? They don't even have an album, a full album. Like what I see now, they don't have even a full album. Okay, that's what I see on fucking Encyclopedia Metallum. But I don't see anything else. Like they have a compilation with the EPs and demos, which is called Mutantology. Go listen to it if you want to know more about Necrotic Mutation. But yeah, after that, they got nothing. I heard they will release a new album in 2022, like a first album, we hope. But after that, yeah, holy shit. That's funny. It's been 30 years and they didn't release one full album. It's funny. But go listen to them, honestly. And Sébastien Croteau, the singer, he got his company called the Monster Factory, which is doing monster voice for video games, which is a pretty cool thing. And he's participating with the Growler's Choir. We received Phil Langelier from the Growler's Choir and the Monster Factory too. So go check that episode now, guys. After that episode, go check it out. So yeah, Necrotic Mutation for me.
Beautiful. Mine is Thorn, Crawling Worship. I was very impressed with this record. Keep on a lookout because our boy Jerry will be reviewing it. And he will give you all of the good word about this record. It's fucking fantastic. If you're definitely looking for something to kind of just go about your day and feel like you're dying, in a good way, good death metal way. Yeah, you're going to like this record for sure. I was very pleasantly surprised by it, which I don't know why, because Thorn's pretty good. But it's just that next level step for them. So I'm very happy for those guys. Just a very, doom, old school death metal kind of vibe. It's fantastic. So yeah, Thorn. All right, boys and girls, kids of all ages, children and adults. Yeah. So let us know what you think. Let us know you're underrated and overrated. We'd love to hear from you. We'd also would not like to hear from you. So, don't waste your breath telling us that we're shit because we already know that. But we'll see you guys on the next one. Keep on a lookout for our reviews on Vox&Hops and keep on a lookout for Brewtal North America. It's going to be over by the time this episode comes out, but definitely if you can find any of those beers, see any of those collabs, see any of those sets, for sure, check them out. They're fucking sweet.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, I'm Evan.
And I'm Phil. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you on the next episode. Cheers.
But